Have you ever walked away from a conversation feeling tired, even though nothing physically happened? No argument.
Ow.
No shouting. No obvious conflict. Yet somehow your energy is gone. That's the quiet damage toxic people cause. They don't always scream. They don't always insult. Sometimes they smile. That's what makes them dangerous. Toxic people don't hurt you all at once. They drain you slowly through doubt, tension, guilt, and emotional confusion. And here's the uncomfortable truth psychology reveals. Toxic people are not rare. But staying trapped around them is often a learned habit. Today's video is not about labeling people as bad. It's about understanding patterns, behavioral, emotional, and psychological patterns, so you can protect yourself without guilt, drama, or emotional exhaustion. By the end of this video, you'll understand why toxic people affect you so deeply, why they're hard to walk away from, and exactly how emotionally healthy people avoid them, not by fighting, not by fixing, but by seeing clearly. In psychology, toxic doesn't mean evil. It means emotionally unsafe. A toxic person is someone whose presence repeatedly causes stress, self-doubt, anxiety, emotional imbalance, not once, not occasionally, but consistently. Toxicity is not about one bad day. It's about a pattern. Psychologists describe toxic behavior as anything that violates emotional boundaries, manipulates guilt or fear, creates chronic tension, erodes self-worth over time, and here's something important. Toxic people are not always aware they are toxic. Some are insecure, some are wounded. Some learn these behaviors as survival strategies. But understanding their pain does not mean sacrificing your peace. If toxic people are so draining, why don't we just walk away? Psychology gives us several reasons. 1. Intermittent reinforcement. This is the same mechanism used in gambling addiction. Toxic people often mix kindness with cruelty, attention with neglect, praise with criticism. Your brain becomes hooked on the good moments. You think, if I just try harder, it'll go back to how it was. 2. Familiar pain feels safer than unknown peace if you grew up around emotional chaos. Calm can feel unfamiliar, even boring. Your nervous system may mistake tension for connection. 3. Empathy without boundaries. Emotionally intelligent people are often targeted because they understand others deeply, give second chances, blame themselves first. Toxic people don't look for weak people. They look for kind people without boundaries. One of the most powerful tools you have is intuition. But psychology reframes intuition as subconscious pattern recognition. Your body notices inconsistencies before your mind does. Examples. You feel tense before meeting them. You rehearse conversations in advance. You feel relief when plans cancel. That's not overthinking. It's your nervous system saying, something here isn't safe. Toxic people often create emotional ambiguity. You're never fully relaxed around them. Emotionally healthy people don't argue with that signal. They listen. A boundary is not a punishment. It's information. Psychology defines boundaries as limits that protect emotional integrity. Toxic people often react badly to boundaries because they benefited from your lack of them. Boundaries remove their control. Here's the key insight. A boundary without enforcement is a suggestion. Examples of real boundaries. I'm not comfortable discussing this. I won't engage if the conversation turns disrespectful. I need space right now. Notice something? No explanation, apology, no justification. Emotionally mature people don't over-explain boundaries. You don't need to cut everyone off dramatically. Psychology supports controlled exposure. Ask yourself, how do I feel after interacting with this person? Energized or depleted? Clear or confused? Toxic people drain cognitive and emotional resources. Limiting time is not avoidance, it's energy management. You can't heal in the same environment that exhausts you. Toxic people collect information the way others collect currency. Not always to help you, sometimes to judge gossip, weaponize later. Healthy relationships feel safe to share in. Toxic ones feel risky, even if you can't explain why. Psychology calls this selective vulnerability. Share depth with those who've earned consistency. Toxic dynamics feed on emotional reactions. Anger, defensive, over-explaining. Emotionally healthy people Use emotional neutrality, not coldness, not silence, just calm, short responses. This deprives toxic behavior of reinforcement. No fuel, no fire. One of the clearest signs of toxicity is inconsistency. Apologies without change, promises without follow-through. Psychology teaches. Behavior is the most honest form of communication. Emotionally healthy people stop listening to potential. They watch patterns. Guilt is often a learned response, especially if you were taught that. Saying no is selfish discomfort equals wrongdoing in reality. Guilt does not equal wrongdoing. Toxic people exploit guilt. Healthy people respect no. That difference tells you everything. This is one of the hardest truths. You cannot heal someone who does not want to change. Psychology shows that trying to save others often masks fear of abandonment. Identity tied to being needed. Compassion without boundaries becomes self-destruction. Respect is the foundation of all healthy relationships. Without it, communication fails, trust erodes, resentment grows. Walking away is not weakness, it's self-respect. Emotionally mature people don't wait for closure from those who caused the damage. They create closure through choice. Avoiding toxic people isn't about anger, it's about clarity. It's realizing you don't need to convince, you don't need to explain, you don't need to endure. Peace is not something you find, it's something you protect. And once you start choosing yourself consistently, toxic people slowly lose access. It's not because you fought them, but because you stopped feeding what drained you.